Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the Sun sextile or trine, the ascendant in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up as well, if you have the Sun sextile or trine the ascendant in a natal chart, you may be able to readily and easily focus, which is the Sun, on new beginnings, new projects and endeavors, which is the ascendant. If the ascendant is in Aries, as an example, those new projects, beginnings, endeavors may be connected with firefighting, welding, carpentry. It could be any work that involves fire. It could be doing something with the military or leadership position, something with speech. It could be a speech therapy, physiology, any work that involves the head, such as helmet production, design, things of that nature. And the thing is, if you have the Sun sextile or trine, the ascendant in a natal chart, this is where the true self and the Sun, and the true self being the Sun, and the outer self, the projection of self, which is the ascendant, may easily be expressed, and it gives a good blending, a positive blending of the energies. If the ascendant is Gemini, say, that outer self that's expressed may be very vivacious, animated, loquacious, versatile, multifaceted, um, talkative. Um, could be contradictory though as well, but still, it's still a good blending of the Sun and the ascendant. The Sun being the basic fundamental character of the person, and again the outer self, the ascendant, which is the projection of self. So also too, another way these aspects may manifest, it could be where you can appear very confident and have self-assuredness, be but without appearing arrogant or egotistical at the same time. So it gives a very good expression of having the self-confidence in what is being done. I had a friend of mine that had his son make a sextile to his Sun. He had the Sun in Leo sextile his Gemini rising, and he easily seemed like he expressed a lot of the confidence with the manual dexterity. He was very proficient in auto mechanics, and I'm sure doing just various other work involving the hands as well, I'm sure. And another thing about these aspects, how it could be expressed in a natal chart, that people that are prominent in the early childhood and a grandparent, which is the ascendant, may be beneficial just to your life in general, which is the Sun. And if you have your Sun in Aquarius, say, that could be a life where you express a lot of altruism, humanitarianism, selflessness, even innovation, a life in which you may be, about the environment or doing things for the collective good of many, as some examples. Now, another thing about these aspects is where you may easily and readily be able to put that attention, which is the Sun, on one's environment, which is the ascendant. Now, the thing is, if you have, going back to Taurus as an example, if you have your ascendant in Taurus, like I do, could be the environment, maybe one that's very peaceful, tranquil, where things are generally the same day in and day out, which may seem a little monotonous, but Taurus rising with me as it will often take monotonous and boring over excitement any day. If the ascendant is in Aries, it may be an environment that might be a little bit more disputatious or combative. Now, another way these aspects may manifest in the natal chart, it could be where the biological father and dominant males, which is the Sun, may be compatible with that outer demeanor, which is the ascendant. Say if you have your sun in the zodiac sign Cancer, the biological father and dominant males, those people may actually be, in some cases, be Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody the characteristics of the zodiac sign Cancer. It could be people that are rather sympathetic, dedicated, devoted, nurturing, protective, introverted, maybe even timid, emotional, sensitive, and as an example. Now, another thing too, the thing about these aspects too could be the appearance and how you come across to others, which is the ascendant, may be more advantageous to the ego, which is the sun, more so than in many other instances, or aspects or placements in a natal chart. And the thing is, if you have your ascendant in Leo, how you may come across to others can be one. It could be where a person may be very dignified, have pride, courageous, have fortitude. Um, it could be a person that's very magnetic, generous, magnanimous, but it could be, very show certain, I would say, bravery as well, and a lot of extroversion and gregariousness outwardly. And the thing too is, it can be the people that have these aspects in their natal chart, maybe those that could excel, in a position of authority, without coming across as authoritative, and it can be where if you have, this is where, you could have that confidence about being able to lead, about being able to be in that position of authority and coming and being expressed, positively, outwardly. And another thing about, these aspects in a natal chart, the identity and the true self connected with the person, which is the sun, may naturally, be expressed in positively. If you have, say your sun is in Virgo in the natal chart, that how you identify yourself, your true self, may be one that's industrious, analytical, punctilious with details, verbose. Could be someone that's very helpful, service oriented, health conscious, as some examples, somebody that's very scrupulous in general. And another thing too about these aspects, if you have the sun sextile or trine the ascendant in the natal chart, could also be auspicious for making, a good first impression, which is, the ascendant on potential or prospective people in authority, which is the sun. If you have your ascendant in Libra, say, it could be where, that first impression could be very positive, where you express, the positive qualities of Libra rising, such as being charming, diplomatic, tactful, refined, equitable, humble, reticent, as some examples. And another way these aspects may manifest in the natal chart, it could be easy for you to find that drive and motivation, the incentive, which is the sun, for physical, which is the ascendant, is connected with the vitality and, physical related things and just physical related activities in general. If you have, going back to, Taurus ascendant, if the ascendant is in Taurus, you may have a lot of like latent energy behind very, prodigious, strong powers of endurance, as an example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.